We're going to review a video clip of a woman discussing how a church kicked out a woman because of the way that she was moving with her family and her behaviors. And they even returned her offering back to her. I want y'all to think about that. They returned this woman's tithe back to her. With that being said, let's get started.
So I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw this post. It said getting kicked out of church is crazy and getting your offering back is even crazier. City girls down bad. So in the picture you can see that it was a check for $500 that she gave to the offering. And the check was returned. The church then sent her a letter explaining why they returned her offering to her. The first blurb is basically expressing that they are terminating her from the church. Reason number 1 states you initiated the separation in your marriage to Josh without good cause, stating that you wanted to begin a relationship with another man.
The church kicked a woman out, gave her back her money. And the first reason is they didn't believe that the reason why she initiated her divorce was justified. The church holding this woman accountable for divorcing her husband to get with another dude? Oh my God. If churches started holding more women accountable for this type of action, the church would start getting a little bit empty.
It seems you have no desire to keep your family together, and this has caused a great deal of hurt to you, your husband, your children, and many others.
It's interesting to me that the church is concerned about keeping the family intact. It seems to me that the church has been somewhat complicit in the reason that some of these families find themselves broken apart nowadays. When the church started placating to the women, started to direct its sermons toward women who were more likely to find a way to tithe than men. A lot of churches have not been holding women accountable for the behaviors, but typically all you start hearing churches speak on is the blessings you'll get, the money that you'll get. And instead of telling these women to do right.
This is being unfaithful to the marriage vow that you took before God. They then go on to say you have continued to post many unchristian and even indecent pictures and messages on various social media sites over the past many months.
This church is holding women accountable for posting on Instagram and TikTok and thotting it up. Are you serious? I thought pretty much churches was come as you are. We'll take you the way you are. Girl, you are going to get that blessing from Jesus, even if you out there thotting it up, 304ing it up on social media. My God, man.
You have also been very negative and critical of many of our church family. You have refused counsel or advice from your husband, your pastor, and many of your close church family who really care for you and who have tried to help you. They end the letter with saying that they still love Brooke and that they hope that God will show his will to her.
I thought that the church was supposed to be in place that if you are a sinner, you should be able to come there such that the grace of God could maybe change your life for the better. I'm somewhat conflicted on the fact that the church kicked this woman out because it would have been an opportunity for the church to be able to give this woman direction. But as you just heard, it seems that many people have tried to talk to this woman and she was just going to have it her way. Don't that sound like a lot of modern women today? That they don't want to have instruction from their men or from a man? They'll get instruction from the pastors of these churches as long as that message falls in line with what they feel and what they believe.
They say, please let us know when this happens. This event took place in 2021, so I'm wondering if God ever showed Brooke his will. And I'm wondering if she's still with that man she left her husband for.
That's a good question. Is that woman with the dude that she left her husband for, with the man that she decided to go against the teachings and the principles of her church for? The chances are very likely that they're not together. So basically she lost her family, she lost her congregation, she lost the people that was there and willing to support her. Obviously a lot of people tried to tell this woman correct, but she didn't want to hear it.
I've never heard of a church declining an offering and kicking out a member. I thought people were there to serve God, to listen to the word of God. But people are too busy passing judgment on what Brooke decides to do in her personal life. For that matter, Brooke was no longer allowed in the church and her money was returned. I see why the church hurt be real.
Gents, I don't agree with the last part of what she said. She's never heard of a church doing that. And I stated the same thing. I've never heard of a church kicking somebody out, right? It is supposed to be a place that people can come and get the word that they need. The church is essentially like a hospital, and it's helping a bunch of sick people. But where I disagree with this young lady is, if the church, who is supposed to be the place where you get the direction from God, if this is your faith and your belief that God isn't going to want you to be able to dissolve your marriage for something as carnal as getting with someone so you could be with someone else in the flesh because you don't want to be with your family, that's what the church is supposed to do. The church has been complicit and not stymieing these behaviors that we see from modern women today.
Some years back, a church friend of mine came to me, and he was kind of distraught. This kid always in the church smiling, and obviously something had to be wrong. He's not a complainer. So we started talking. He's trying to hold a good face, but this thing is weighing on him. So he begins to tell me, he had a good job, cute little wife, whatever, AKA all that shit. He said, man, I gotta just tell you. He said, my wife went to our account and cleared our account and gave all our money to the church. And I was like, what? So we talked about it. And he said he convinced the church to get the money back. And he was talking, he said, well, man, what should I do? I said, immediately leave her. Immediately leave her.
You told Harpo to beat me.
So he said, well, Mon, that's kind of a drastic. I said, dude, you really think that's drastic? I said, that's giving away your life. Let's be honest. So I said, and her life. But I said, I'm going to tell you something. If a woman against your wishes would give all y'all money away, how easy would it be to give her pussy away to the pastor? Damn! And he looked at me. He's like, Juan, that's not, I said, how it's not the same thing? Actually, it's worse. I said, believe it or not, a woman holds money higher than she does sex because she sees money as security. This is why I say this, and I will say this. He did end up leaving her. And guess what? She got with the pastor.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?